Hello, welcome to the penultimate weekend for the Championship, but a few more twists and turns to come in the top flight, and enjoying all of this afternoon's drama, Claridge and Crooks, the Cagney and Lacey of football punditry. Let's get straight on with it. And the title race, it was a lunchtime kick-off at Old Trafford. Andrew James was watching Manchester United take on Spurs.
Manchester United 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1, and United manager Alex Ferguson says we may well have seen the last of Wayne Rooney in Premier League action this season. 2 or 3 weeks is Ferguson's estimate of when his and England's talisman will be fit again. When the team sheet came out, Spurs boss Harry Redknapp acknowledged he sensed a real opportunity for his side to make it a hat-trick of wins against top 3 opposition. But
in all these years, that's the first penalty you've scored in the Premier League.
Yeah, it's the first one I've took, so you know, we've always had good penalty takers here. From when I first got into the team, really, Brucey, then Cantona took over, obviously Cristiano, Wayne, so I've never really had a look in.
We didn't play with the same zip as we have played in the last few games. You know, you've got to come here, and we never got hold of the ball really up front today. It went up and come back too easy, and I was disappointed with the goals.
What about Wayne Rooney? What's the news there?
Well, Wayne, we just have to wait, you know, we have to wait and see how he responds to treatment.
But this isn't the ankle, this is a groin problem.
Yeah, this is a groin problem, and that's possibly due to a little bit of fatigue. You know, he's had a fantastic season, and these things creep up upon you now and again. And Wayne's just suffered a little bit in the past 2 or 3 weeks.
There's another week to go in this leaders' debate, isn't there? Clearly, Manchester United, they're top, 2 points clear of Chelsea, who play tomorrow. Real pressure on them. They're at home to Stoke, a fixture I'm sure 5 months ago may not have concerned them too much, Garth Crooks. Now, it really is that squeaky bottom time, isn't it?
Jingle jangle time, as the old great Jimmy Savile used to say. It's that part of the season. It would have been academic, a game against Stoke at Stamford Bridge, but not so. I think Pulis will make it very, very difficult for them. But also, the game against Man United, Tottenham today, affects what's going to happen later this afternoon. And that's Arsenal versus Man City. City will see an opportunity here. Can they actually get the points that's going to put them back in that spot, that 4th spot?
Yeah, it really throws everything open, doesn't it, on that 4th place spot. But what about Wayne Rooney? Missing this afternoon. We assumed it was the original injury. It's not. There's a new groin injury thrown into the mix.
Yeah, no, I think Mike Phelan put it down to a little bit of fatigue, so I wouldn't imagine it's going to be too bad. And they've clearly, before today, I think they'd won 8 out of 13 without Rooney, so that's 9 out of 12, 9 out of 12, sorry. It's 8 out of 11. I think, to be fair, I think that was more, we can cope without Wayne today, you know what I mean? I think that we're not going to rush him back. I think it's probably might be even a change of attitude because of that performance.
Is it a favour to Capello, you know?
It is, in a way, it is. He's had a long, hard season. There's no doubt that, you know, he could do with the rest, couldn't he? So, I mean...
As long as he's back in time.
Yes, if he puts it down to too many games, then, yeah, I mean, if he has a couple of weeks off, it won't do him any harm.
I think Manchester United, in particular Alex Ferguson, are professional and concerned enough about Manchester United. They want to get them over the finishing line. They've not finished yet. As far as England's concerned, once the Championship's out of the way, the Premiership title, then I think you'll think about
They rushed him back once. They're not going to want to do it again, are they?
Yes, and I think that's more to the point.
OK, thanks for the moment, guys. Let's get the latest from the big matches which kicked off at 3 o'clock today. Damian Johnson is at the KC Stadium. Survival is the name of the game there. Hull drinking in the last chance saloon, and the liquid not going down very well.
No, Hull City trail in a game they must win. Both sides down to 10 men. Hull's Josie Altidore and Alan Hutton of Sunderland sent off for a touchline altercation. Darren Bent's 25th goal of the campaign separates the two sides. As Hull have a chance through Andy Dawson, deflected, saved by Alan Hutton. Yes, Darren Bent got the Sunderland goal, poaching Kenwyn Jones' head back across the face of goal in the first half. Jimmy Bullard missed a penalty for Hull City, striking the post after Giovanni was brought down. It's been all Hull in the second half. They desperately need a goal.
Roger Johnson's at Upton Park this afternoon. West Ham have taken just 4 points from 27. Can they add to that tally this afternoon? And how many will they add, Roger Johnson?
Well, 1 at the moment. It's West Ham 2, Wigan 2. Wigan goals early in each half, both from corners, mean that West Ham are still sweating. Jonathan Spector's own goal gifted the visitors the lead. Carlton Cole then squandered a golden opportunity to equalise before a splendid save from Rob Green set the springboard for Cole to spearhead a counter-attack and set up Elan to score. And then in first half stoppage time, Kovac headed in a parried free kick to give the home side the edge. But Roddy Ager's bundled equaliser with a suspicion of handball has raised the nerves nerve levels a little again. Wigan will certainly be safe with a win. As things stand, West Ham would be all but secure for another season if they can find a winner. But there's time for a twist or two here at 2-2.
Well, at the Reebok, Pompey are the visitors this afternoon. A straightforward win for Bolton, you might have thought before the match. No. David Garrido can tell us more.
Yeah, looked like that at half-time, didn't it, Gabby? It's now Bolton 2, Portsmouth 2. More Plucky Pompey spirit in evidence today to come back from those 2 goals. Down the home side in total control here. Ivan Klasnic's header from a Jack Wilshere cross gave them the lead. And you will definitely want to watch Match of the Day tonight to see a superb 50-yard run from Vladimir Weiss, slaloming around the tackles at speed. He sent it for Kevin Davis to slide the ball home for number 2. Portsmouth then hit a post through Tommy Smith, but got a goal back after half-time through Aruna Dindan on the counter-attack, exchanging passes with sub Freddie Picchio before scuffing the ball past Jyski Askelainen. And just minutes ago, Johnny Utaka took advantage of sloppy defending to cross Dindan to tap in for his second. No end of the season feel to this one. It's Bolton 2, Portsmouth 2.
Wolves could ensure their Premier League status today if they win and Hull lose. Ivan Gaskell is at Molineux. There's been a goal. Does that change things?
Well, it certainly puts Wolves back on level terms with Blackburn in this one. They've really tried their very best, but their usual problem, their inability to find a finish, has haunted them for long periods since Ryan Nelson gave Blackburn a first-half lead. But substitute just moments ago, Sylvain Ivan Banks-Blake has just added a golden touch. It may have been his first touch. The cross came in, he was unmarked, his header was sure, it went in off the post, and Wolves are back on level terms.
Oh, wow, it's all going on still. So many twists and turns to come in the next 10 or 15 minutes. That last few minutes, though, the first half at the KC Stadium, could be where it all turns.
Absolutely
for the relegation
right.
issues.
Lee Probert's been the heart of it. Hutton and Altidore sent off. What looks like a headbutt, I think wasn't a headbutt, and that was the problem. Yes, Altidore was wrong to put his head in Hutton's face, but Hutton went down as though he was shot. It caused a furore amongst the Hull fans, and ultimately Hutton followed Altidore. Fascinating game, though.
Bullard missed the penalty as well just before that, so it really was in their hands, and they seem to have thrown it away, Hull.
And West Ham, you know, again, they may be thrown away what was a 2-1 lead.
Well, they're another team. I mean, they just can't defend West Ham. 2 corners, 2 goals they've conceded, poor goals, which has been typical of them all year. And as I say, they'll look on it, and if it stays the way they are, they'll take the 2-2.
And Wickham in League One doing their chances of survival no harm with a second goal against Swindon, looking for that second automatic promotion spot. Sheffield Wednesday are fighting for their lives at the Cardiff City Stadium. Jason Mohammed can tell us all.
It all started so well. Sheffield Wednesday's superb support buoyed by the news that the Chicago-based Club 9 Sports are hoping to invest in the Owls and turn them into a top 20 club in England. At the moment, though, they're looking like an English club with one foot in League One. Remember, defeat here today and a win for Crystal Palace on Monday night against West Brom means Wednesday are relegated. Jermaine Johnson scored his 7th goal of the season to give them some hope, but a sweet free kick from Peter Whittingham and Jay Bothroyd's 12th of the season has left Wednesday's fans with heads in hands. They will all be West Brom fans on Monday night. 2-1 here, Gabby.
We said there were twists and turns to come, didn't we? Some have just happened. Roger Johnson, Upton Park, drama.
West Ham 3, Wigan 2, and Scott Parker has just scored the goal which could virtually secure West Ham's place in the top division for another season. And it was a goal fitting of the top flight. Took it on his chest, 35 yards out, advanced a few paces, right-footed, outside of the boot, curled it past Chris Kirkland into the corner. A real screamer of the highest quality inside the final 15 minutes. West Ham 3, Wigan 2.
As things stand, all but mathematically, that means Hull are down. Has that news filtered through to the KC Stadium? Damien Johnson.
I think it may have done, because Hull City, their manager Ian Dowie, the management consultant should I call him, has just rolled the dice for the final time. An 18-year-old, 18 today, Mark Cullen, never played for the first team. He's been among the goals in the youth and reserve teams. He's thrown him on in place of George Boateng, the captain, in the hope that he can conjure up a goal. A last throw of the dice from Ian Dowie. Hull City trail 1-0 to Sunderland.
Watford knew a win today, and that would ensure their survival in the Championship. Let's go to Vicarage Road. John Anderson can tell us how they've managed that.
They've got it sewn up, Gabby. They lead by 3 goals to 0, and it's heading for a very comfortable win against the Reading side, who might get one back here, but the ball just dribbles past the post. It's only the second shot Reading have had on goal in the whole game. The first goal came on the half hour. Danny Graham's header after a Lee Hodgson long throw had been flicked on. The crucial goal, perhaps 2 minutes into the second half, Haidar Helgason swivelling and sending a low shot past Federici. And 10 minutes after that, Graham got his second, an error by Andy Griffin, a tap in for him, and Watford know that they will be safe this season. Watford 3, Reading 0.
But Sheffield Wednesday aren't going to give up the ghost just yet. Jason Mohammed.
Giving up their ghost. Marcus Tudgai, their leading scorer, has just got his 10th goal of the season. Sheffield Wednesday supporters, the thousands of them who've travelled down to South Wales, have just gone berserk. They're still in with a chance. Ball over the top. Kevin McNaughton couldn't deal with it. Tudgai was latched onto it, tucked it under David Marshall. 2-2. What a finish.
Leeds have got the bit between their teeth at Elland Road. Harry Grace, you can tell us more.
What a time to come, Gabby. Beckford on from the substitutes bench has just sealed it for Leeds United. Lovely goal as well. Cross came over, he lunged forward, got the connection. Leeds have got the 3 points now.
Let's go to the Den for an update on Millwall's progress. They're just behind them, hot on Leeds' heels. Tony Lockwood.
Millwall's number 20 scores his 20th goal of a highly productive season. Steve Morrison swept home the penalty to put Millwall in a comfort zone. Earlier, captain Paul Robinson had led by example. Robinson lurking with intent just outside the 6-yard box to steer the ball home. It's Millwall 2, Leyton Orient 0.
And just a couple of places behind them, Charlton had aspirations too of that second automatic promotion spot, but maybe their journey's not going quite so well. Hamish Marshall.
It's Exeter 1, Charlton 1 at the moment. The visitors have given themselves some hope of still making those automatic promotion place. Kyle Reid on as a substitute got his goal. His shot was blocked. Exeter thought on the line. The officials ruled it was over. George Friend on loan from Wolves had given the home side the lead coming in at the back post, but the Charlton keeper Darren Randolph is playing a stormer. 1-1.
And just between Millwall and Charlton are Swindon. They're at Wickham, who've got their own survival fight. But which way's this goal gone, Andy Barwell?
Well, it's 2-2 now. It's developed into a real thriller here, Gabby. Matt Bloomfield scored for Wickham in stoppage time in the first half. Billy Painter with the Swindon equaliser 2.5 minutes into this second half. Then a controversial moment, a penalty to Wickham. Alex Ravel took it, well saved by the keeper. Swindon didn't clear it. Ainsworth had the ball in. Ravel scored this time, but Swindon have just levelled it up again. Beautifully taken goal from Alan Sheehan, who'd made a great run through. It's now Wickham 2, Swindon 2.
I knew we'd be speaking to you a lot this afternoon. Jason Mohammed, it's a roller coaster ride of emotions if you're a Sheffield Wednesday fan.
Well, Gabby, Sheffield Wednesday had a corner 20 seconds ago. The fans went nuts. The ball was punched out. Chris Burke sent it through to Jay Bothroyd, beat 3 Sheffield Wednesday defenders. He scored his 13th goal of the season. It's Cardiff City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Alan Irvine, just a few yards in front of me, has got his head in his hands. Who would be a football manager? 3-2.
So Sheffield Wednesday staring into the abyss. As things stand, it's one step further for Southend because they are going down if things stay as they are at Boundary Park. James Mason.
You've got it, Gabby. It's Oldham 2, Southend 2. So as you say, Southend will be relegated to League 2. They've twice had to come from behind to show their fighting resolve to some loyal fans away to my right. But as results transpire elsewhere, the Shrimpers appear doomed. First half goals from Whittaker and Black for Oldham put the home side ahead twice, with Southend replies, both headers from Lauren and Mavoto. But sadly, time is running out for the Essex side. It's Oldham 2, Southend United 2.
And on the brink of replacing them, Bournemouth. Things going well for them at the Pirelli Stadium. Steve Lee can tell us.
Yes, they are. It's Burton 0, Bournemouth 1. The travelling Bournemouth fans, 1,600 of them, had to have a frustrating afternoon. 67 minutes, they wasted chance after chance after chance. Brett Pittman in particular missed a hatful of chances, but eventually he got one to stick. Steve Fletcher heading down. A lovely volley from Pittman, his 27th of the season. We're just 6 minutes away from the champagne for Bournemouth. It's Burton 0, Bournemouth 1.
What kind of beverage will Grimsby fans be drinking this evening? Steve Sutton, bittersweet maybe. Darlington down already, but Grimsby not giving up the fight just yet.
They're not. They still lead by 2-0, Gabby, and depending on other results, and that means Barnet, Lincoln and Cheltenham, and as I understand it at the moment, Grimsby, by virtue of this 2-0 lead, will live to fight at least another game for their league survival. They lead 2-0.
Let's head up to the SPL. The big games affecting the top are tomorrow. It's all about the bottom today. St Mirren Kilmarnock, Brian McLaughlin. What's going on?
Yeah, Saints have just taken a dramatic lead. Still 12 minutes left for play, but Andy Dorman has scored what could be a crucial goal. Corner from Carey, swung in from the left-hand side. John Potter's header came off the crossbar and Dorman was there to knock the ball in. 12 minutes left. St Mirren 1, Kilmarnock 0.
And at the Falkirk Stadium, Ian Turner's watching the visit of Hamilton.
Hamilton's still 1-up. It's been a much better second half display from Falkirk though, but after a below par first half showing, that could yet cost them dear, because during that spell Marco Paixão headed Accies in front and into a lead they deservedly they took into at half time. As I say, much better in the second half from Falkirk, but where a goal's going to come from I just don't know. Falkirk 0, Hamilton 1.
Champions of the Championship, Newcastle 2, Ipswich 1, Shola Amiobi penalty, but it's at Elland Road where another penalty is about to be taken. Harry Gratian.
Yes, a great opportunity for Beckford to get his second goal in the space of, 10 minutes. McCracken has been sent off for a foul on Beckford, and obviously a wonderful opportunity now for him to, get back in love with the Leeds United fans. They've sometimes not exactly taken to him, but he's got a great chance now. He's the leading scorer. The referee just settling things here. Leeds will seal this game. They lead by 3-1 with 5 minutes left. Beckford has the chance here against Willie Gurritt and scores his second goal. 4-1 Leeds.
So Leeds will be in second spot this evening. Will Hull be all but relegated this evening? Let's go to the KC Stadium. They may be going down, but I understand Steve Bruce has gone up to the stand.
Yes, he's been sent to the stands by the referee Lee Probert. He's been in and out of his technical area for most of the 83 minutes that we've played so far. The fourth official finally lost patience, alerted the referee, and Mr. Bruce has retired to the stands. Hull City have 6 minutes to save themselves in the Premier League. They show no signs of breaking through. Fagan scuffed a half chance a moment ago, but they've not produced much in this second half. They've had plenty of the ball, plenty of pressure, but without applying it in any kind of consistent way. It's Hull City 0, Sunderland 1, and the Tigers heading for relegation.
What did Steve Bruce do that so offended Probert?
Obviously, it's incident after incident. You've got to watch this game on Matchday tonight because it's incident-packed, it's controversial. Lee Probert, the referee, is at the centre of all of those incidents. Men get sent off, penalties, controversial because I thought that Folan was fouled. I think it was Hutton before the original penalty took place. It's an amazing game. You've just got to watch it.
A free kick, I think I'm seeing to Wigan. Roger Johnson, what's going on there, Upton Park?
It's still 3-2 to West Ham. Gabby, Scott Parker just being announced as the man of the match, and it's his goal a quarter of an hour from time, which has given West Ham the advantage in this game, but they're living a little dangerously. We're going to have a free kick at the moment, which is around just between 27, 28 yards out, probably, slightly to the right of the penalty area. Wigan, who've been pressing, looking for an equaliser of their own. Remember, a win today would guarantee Wigan's place. I mean, they're all but safe anyway, but they obviously would need a couple of goals now. West Ham just desperately hoping to hang on to what will be virtual security. Still not mathematically safe, but they'll be as good as. We'll just see this Watson free kick as he hits it now, right-footed, straight into the stomach of Rob Green, and it remains 3-2 with a quick look at the watch. 3.5 minutes to go.
Wolves haven't won in 4, haven't scored a goal in 4. Well, they've scored the goal, Ivan Gaskell. If they can get the win, they'll be safe.
I think they'd settle for a point, and to witness Mick McCarthy on the Wolves bench and indeed in the technical area is an extraordinary sight. The last 5 minutes he's been through so many extraordinary emotions. He's seen his side make so many little mistakes and almost concede ground. Blackburn have just hit a post. They'd just be happy to hear the whistle at this stage. It's 1-1.
Let's get an update from the Cardiff City Stadium. It's been a while since we spoke to you, Jason. No goals?
No goals. It's still 3-2, but what a game we've had here. At times, Sheffield Wednesday have been the better side. But Cardiff City, when they step on the gas, they look so dangerous and must be a decent bet for promotion to the Premier League in the playoff shake-up when that's decided. It's, at the moment, Lee Grant, the Sheffield Wednesday goalkeeper, when he gets the ball, is thumping it downfield. Franny Jeffers is on for Sheffield Wednesday, but it's 3-2 at the moment, and what a game we've had here.
Wolves all but safe, and the final whistle has gone. Ivan Gaskell, they can celebrate, can't they, tonight?
Well, whether they can or not, they are. There's a full-scale pitch invasion from Wolves supporters on here. The PA announcer is desperately shouting to them, "We're not safe yet." You try telling them that. 1-1 here, and Wolves feel they're safe.
OK, let's go to the Pirelli Stadium now. Party scenes breaking out there. Steve Lee.
Yes, Burton 0, Bournemouth 2, a second Bournemouth goal. That's really clinched it. Sub Alan Connell had been on the pitch, well, 30 seconds at most, and he grabbed a goal when the Burton keeper, Kevin Paul, parried Liam Feeney's cross right in front of goal. The Bournemouth fans are celebrating. It's Burton 0, Bournemouth 2.
Well, Blackpool, like a marathon runner, hanging at the back of the pack and then sprinting as they come down Birdcage Walk. Robin Bailey at London Road, they've timed it to perfection.
Yes, 6 wins out of 7, it looks like at the moment. We mustn't count our chickens. It's just 2 minutes to go in this game. We're into injury time. Blackpool have been coasting for the most part, but you never know when it's 1-0. And Peterborough, although they've made 6 changes, they've got a team full of kids, they have battled their hearts out, and they have still got a chance, and they're on the attack. They've got a chance of an equaliser, but at the moment Blackpool look like holding out and going into 6th place tonight.
Amazing. Swansea, who've been in that top 6 pretty much since Christmas. Alan Biggs at Bramall Lane will be out of it and looking exactly where they don't want, up at the teams above them that they've been with all season.
Yeah, they trail 1-0. It's the same old story for Swansea. Lack of goals. It'll catch up with you in the end. They've dominated this game. They don't deserve to be behind. But Paddy Kenny in the Blades goal should have been worked harder on his return from a drugs ban. The worst miss by Mark Gower in this second half. And to compound matters, it was a rare defensive error from Ashley Williams that led to United's goal. Although, in fairness, it was a superb finish from Richard Cresswell. Still a couple of minutes of normal time remaining here. Sheffield United 1, Swansea 0.
And Leicester almost have their playoff place assured. Minutes to go, I imagine, at Deepdale, Mark Bishop.
They have, Gabby. Preston North End 0, Leicester City 1. 2 minutes of stoppage time. We're playing. A fine individual effort from Andy King means Nigel Pearson's side will be in the playoffs if Preston North End don't score. It should have had a hatful for Leicester. Gallagher's 70-yard half volley from a drop ball ruled out controversially by the referee Gary Hegley, and then again disallowing a good goal from James Vaughan after Lonergan and Ward had collided into each other after a great ball from Spearing. Mellor for Preston has just sizzled one over the crossbar. Leicester are hanging on. They lead by 1-0.
Hull are almost about to say goodbye to the Premier League. Any signs that they're not, Damien Johnson?
I don't think so. I think we're seeing the final few seconds of Hull City's 2-year stay in the Premier League. They've been OK in the first 2/3 of the pitch, but when they get close to goal, they just can't really seem to offer any real threat. Sunderland's defence standing firm without too much pressure on them, really. Mark Cullen, the youngster thrown on his 18th birthday, has shown very little. He's been among the goals for the reserves and the youth team this season, but this is a whole new level Premier League football. He's yet to make any impact. The clock ticking. I make it about 10 seconds of normal time, and Hull City, as things stand, are heading back to the Championship.
Mathematically not exactly down, but they would need to score in the region of 20-odd goals in their last few games and win both those games if they were to survive. So all but down. Let's go to Upton Park, where West Ham are all but safe. Roger Johnson.
Yes, they'll wait to see how Burnley get on in their next game to be absolutely certain, but West Ham certainly have taken a giant stride as it stands at the moment towards safety, and Scott Parker, who's just receiving treatment, who received a standing ovation moments ago when the crowd thought he was about to be substituted, appears to have scored the goal that's going to make all the difference. We're into 4 minutes of added time now. West Ham finishing brightly, looking to end with a flourish, with Carlton Cole trying to set something up here, lead by 3-2.
Leeds are back in the hunt for that second spot, and you better believe it. At Ellen Road, Harry Gratian.
Well, it's 4-1, but the story, I think, at the moment is that MK Dons are down to 8 men. They've had 3 players sent off. The latest, Peter Lieben, for a bit of a fracas with Neil Collins. The referee, again, was in a very good position. The first sending off, Dumbe, I thought was a bit harsh. The second one was for a penalty. And this one, again, the referee was right there, down to 8 men, and they're out of it, 4-1.
Thank you very much, Harry Gratian. Let's go to the Den, where Millwall are keeping up their fight as well for that second spot. Tony Lockwood.
And Millwall maintain the pressure on their promotion rivals with 2 second-half goals. Skipper Paul Robinson lurking with intent just out the 6-yard box, struck the opener, and then Steve Morrison swept home a penalty to ensure all 3 points and make it 20 goals for the season. Ben Shawley had a consolation. First defeat for Russell Slade as Leyton Orient manager. It ended Millwall 2, Orient 1.
Southend are down. James Mason at Boundary Park.
Yes, Oldham 2, Southend United 2. Southend returned to League 2, a fate that has looked likely for some time, Gabby, in a season blighted by financial trouble off the field. Having to win all 3 of their remaining games before kick-off, they were behind after just 1 minute, would you believe, as Danny Whittaker smashed home. Francis Laurent equalised shortly after, but Paul Black restored Oldham's lead just before half-time. John Mavoto provided a glimmer of hope with a second-half header to draw things level, but results elsewhere sealed their fate in a largely forgettable season. Oldham 2, Southend 2.
Let's go to the scenes at the Pirelli Stadium. Great scenes there. Burton playing Bournemouth, of course, and it's Bournemouth who've secured the win. They've got themselves promotion. They had 17 points deducted last season and finished 21st. They would have finished 10th. Stephen Lee, scenes of jubilation.
Yeah, it's a marvellous moment for the South Coast club. Burton 0, Bournemouth 2, and Eddie Howe, the youngest manager in the league, who couldn't sign a player for 14 months, is engulfed by happy, delirious Bournemouth fans. There's been a huge pitch invasion from my right. 1,600 fans have travelled here. Steve Fletcher, I can see, getting the plaudits and congratulations from the fans. Goals from Alan Connell and Brett Pittman have made it a day to remember for the Bournemouth club. And now they are chanting on the pitch. Eddie Howe is really enjoying the moment. Burton 0, Bournemouth 2.
Well done to Eddie Howe. And let's go to the Cardiff City Stadium. Jason Mohammed was watching Sheffield Wednesday, and Alan Irvine really tried so hard, didn't they, to get the points this afternoon. It hasn't gone their way, though.
I tell you what, Gabby, Sheffield Wednesday have played so well here today against the Cardiff City side that on times have been classy and clinical. If Wednesday had shown the finishing of Peter Whittingham and Jay Bothroyd, they may well have been going back to Hillsborough with some hope of staying up. They've hit the post twice. Johnson and Tudguy have both scored and missed. Great support from their fans today. They deserve so much more, but they're staring at football in League One. Palace can send Sheffield Wednesday down on Monday night. It's finished here 3-2.
Well, what will the scenes be like at West Ham? Scenes at Upton Park, not quite as jubilation-filled at the KC Stadium. Jamie and Johnson.
Hull City 0, Sunderland 1. Their 2-year stay in the Premier League all but over now for Hull City. An incident-packed game, both sides down to 10 men. Altidore and Hutton sent off for a touchline altercation in the first half. Darren Bent's 25th of the season settled the game early on. Hull City missed a penalty, won by Giovanni. Turner felled him, Bullard hit the post from the spot. It was all City in the second half, but they couldn't conjure a goal. Steve Bruce, the Sunderland manager, was sent to the stands. Mark Cullen, a youngster, thrown on at the end to no avail. Sunderland win, Hull City heading down.
Let's get on with the classified results then with Tim Gudgin.
First, the Barclays Premier League. Arsenal and Manchester City have an evening kick-off very shortly. Bolton Wanderers 2, Portsmouth 2. Hull City 0, Sunderland 1. Manchester United 3, Tottenham Hotspur 1. West Ham United 3, Wigan Athletic 2. Wolverhampton Wanderers 1, Blackburn Rovers 1. In the Coca-Cola Championship, Barnsley 0, Queen's Park Rangers 1. Bristol City 2, Derby County 1. Cardiff City 3, Sheffield Wednesday 2. Doncaster Rovers 4, Scunthorpe United 3. Middlesbrough 1, Coventry City 1. Newcastle United 2, Ipswich Town 2. Nottingham Forest 3, Plymouth Argyle 0. Peterborough United 0, Blackpool 1. Preston North End 0, Leicester City 1. Sheffield United 2, Swansea City 0. And Watford 3, Reading 0. In League One, Brentford 1, Yeovil Town 1. Brighton and Hove Albion 1, Bristol Rovers 1 is the latest score. Colchester United 1, Tranmere Rovers 1. Exeter City 1, Charlton Athletic 1. Leeds United 4, Milton Keynes Dons 1. Millwall 2, Leyton Orient 1. Norwich City 2, Gillingham 0. Oldham Athletic 2, Southend United 2. Southampton 3, Carlisle United 2. Stockport County 0, Huddersfield Town 6. Walsall 3, Hartlepool United 1. Wycombe Wanderers 2, Swindon Town 2. In League 2, Barnet 0, Rotherham United 1. Burton Albion 0, AFC Bournemouth 2. Cheltenham Town 1, Aldershot Town 2. Chesterfield 1, Bradford City 1. Crewe Alexandra 5, Accrington Stanley 1. Darlington 0, Grimsby Town 2. Hereford United 2, Rochdale 1. Lincoln City 1, Bury 0. Morecambe 1, Dagenham and Redbridge 0. Northampton Town 2, Shrewsbury Town 0. Port Vale 2, Notts County 1. And Torquay United 1, Macclesfield Town 0. In the Blue Square Premier, Altrincham 0, Cambridge United 2. Eastbourne Borough 1, Oxford United 0. Gateshead 1, AFC Wimbledon 0. Grays Athletic 2, Forest Green Rovers 1. Hayes and Yeading United 0, Wrexham 1. Histon 2, Barrow 2. Mansfield Town 3, Kidderminster Harriers 3. Rushton and Diamonds 1, Luton Town 1. Salisbury City 2, Kettering Town 0. Stevenage Borough 1, York City 0. Tamworth 3, Ebbsfleet United 4. In the Clydesdale Bank Scottish Premier League, Falkirk 0, Hamilton Academical 1. Hearts 0, Motherwell 2. St Johnstone 1, Aberdeen 1. St Mirren 1, Kilmarnock 0. Dunbrew's Scottish Division 1, Ayr United 0, Inverness Caledonia Thistle 7. Dundee 2, Wraith Rovers 0. Dunfermline Athletic 4, Greenock Morton 1. Queen of the South 2, Airdrie United 2. Ross County 1, Partick Thistle 2. Scottish Div 2, Cowdenbeath 4, Brechin City 0. Dumbarton 0, Arbroath 2. East Fife 1, Stenhouse Muir 1. Peterhead 2, Alloa Athletic 0. Stirling Albion 1, Clyde 0. And Scottish Division 3, Berwick Rangers 1, Albion Rovers 2. East Stirlingshire 3, Annan Athletic 1. Montrose 0, Livingston 5. Queen's Park 0, Elgin City 1. Stranraer 2, Forfar Athletic 0.
OK, a late kick-off to tell you about Brighton Hove Albion 2, Bristol Rovers 1 in League 1. Let's have a little look at the tables then, starting with the Premier League. Manchester United seized their chance to move 2 points clear in the title race after that 3-1 win at home to Tottenham. Previous leaders Chelsea will return to the top if they beat Stoke at Stamford Bridge tomorrow. Manchester City will climb above Tottenham and into the much-coveted Champions League place if they win at Arsenal in the day's evening kick-off. Pompey, of course, relegated, drew at Bolton. Hull mathematically down, all but after defeat at home to Sunderland. The Tigers 6 points adrift of West Ham, only 2 games remaining, but they have the worst goal difference in the division. Fellow strugglers Burnley entertain Liverpool tomorrow, knowing defeat will confirm their relegation back to the Championship. And Newcastle United held at home by Ipswich, just short of a century of points. West Brom, who are also promoted, play Crystal Palace on Monday night. Forest, Cardiff, Leicester and Blackpool occupy the playoff places. Blackpool will play Swansea, who lost 2-0 at Sheffield United. At the bottom, Peterborough and Plymouth already down. Sheffield Wednesday the favourites to join them. They lost at Cardiff. Could be relegated on Monday if Palace beat West Brom. League 1, congratulations to Norwich. They clinched the title with a win over Gillingham. Leeds maintain their point advantage over Millwall. Swindon, Charlton and Huddersfield hold off the other playoff places. Stockport, relegated, we joined by League 2 by Southend. They were beaten today. And in League 2, Notts County and Rochdale already promoted, but both lost today. Bournemouth joined them in League 1. And at the bottom, Grimsby's win already relegated Darlington means they're not down just yet. The Mariners 4 points behind Barnet with 2 games left. As you can tell, we haven't got very much time. More tables on the red button in a moment. Quick performance of the day from you.
Without doubt, West Ham wasn't pretty. Scott Parker, he was the leader today for me.
So for me, made life difficult for themselves, but in the end came through.
OK, thank you very much. Final score continues on the red button. Sorry for the hurried delivery of the tables. We'll see you there, I'm sure. Loads of reaction to come from the managers. You want to hear those interviews? Stay with us on the red button. Until next time, goodbye.